I got a new theory that I propose, a new hypothesis. I read this in an ebook online. It's one of those things where they say it without actually saying it. The beef between the so-called Palestinians and the so-called Israelites is really an ancient beef that goes back to Neanderthal versus Cro-Magnon. And I believe that the Greeks are also the same thing as the Palestinians, the same type of alien. My hypothesis is that the Greeks are also the same thing as Palestinians, which is the Cro-Magnon, and the Jews, the Israelites, are obviously Neanderthals. We've already confirmed that. So I think Andrew Bartzis is a Cro-Magnon. So when you look at this picture, to me it looks a lot like that picture, the Cro-Magnon. Better one or two? No, one, damn it. There we go. One or two? One or two? Three or four? Three or four? That kind of looks like him, right? I also want to say that Moors need a book to think. Really, they do. That's why Lord Abba and all those other people carry around the book with them. And that's not, I'm not, this is not a dig at Gilbert. See, Gilbert is really not a Moor, because that's why he doesn't wear the fez, because those Moors are just like pawns for the Jenny Rowells. I think Gilbert is basically the Jar Jar Banks of the reptilian jinn. We saw the Moors! We saw the free people on the land! Woo! Oh, I feel good today because I'm finally acclimated to the 9.5 pH level alkaline water, and when I was going through the transition, the entity inside me was going crazy, demanding I consume everything and everything, including but not limited to soy protein shakes. And there's nothing worse than a couple weeks ago before work I bought some Orgain, you know, that organic chocolate whey drink, and it really just took my vibration down to like 0, and it was so it made me so irritable. And ever since I switched back to the pH, the alkaline water, I feel like so much negativity is washed away, because you remember that I'm a Capricorn, so that means I'm ruled by Saturn. And you know what made me laugh is that I was having like a little bit of a miniature knee problem, and it's funny because that's what should happen, because I'm a Capricorn, because you know there's a part of the zodiac that corresponds to, you know, the body. So the part of the zodiac that corresponds to Capricorn is the knees. So a Capricorn should have a knee issue. And as soon as I read that or rediscovered that, I laughed. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. and sunflower seeds are a lot more. For some reason, these actually fill me, but cashews don't. Walnuts don't either. Pecans don't. And I do not agree with choline. Choline, C-H-O-L-I-N-E, doesn't work for me. Choline. Now, by the way, what the hell is going on with Iraq? It's like all these people are sending all these troops. It's like they're just going to have a giant battle royal in the street, and then whoever is left alive just be there to get nuked or whatever. I really think that ISIS army, first of all, the acronym doesn't even add up to the actual words in the acronym. So, judging by that alone, it's obvious that the majority of those soldiers in that army are possessed by jinn. In other words, it's like Gilbert said, Christ-like beings are coming here to tear your ass apart. And I believe that the ISIS, they're probably about 60% possessed. And the reason why I laugh at those videos because the goofy music playing in the background, you know, when they're driving up on people and just gunning them down in the street. The only reason why I find that funny is the music in the background is just so goofy. Because you would think they would be playing some Ice-T, some gangster rap Made Me Do It, but that wasn't the case, was it? So anyway, the High Pleiadian Council told me that ancient entities had pretty much consumed all of my crown chakra and all of my heart chakra. And the way that manifests is basically like you can't run as far as you could and as long as you could before because you have no heart, you have no fight left in you. And old Bristol Meyer said that he could restore me, but I don't think he did, because the reason why I think they want me to have no fight left in me is because when they actually go and take me, they don't want my rebellious nature coming out and all that stuff. Oh, and by the way, here's another thing. And Sarah, I want you to pay close attention to this. Gilbert, aka the 13th Son, he's a jinn on YouTube, one of the most popular ones, because he talks loud and says nothing. He always indirectly speaks to me, and what he said in one of his latest videos was, the only disclosure you are going to get is Christ-like beings, aka dark terrestrials, are coming to this planet and possessing people, and they're going to tear us apart. Well, not me, but people that live in big cities like New York, Toronto, etc., etc. Zombie army of dark terrestrials. So basically my point is that Sarah has a lot of what you would call, she is a test tube baby, so she has a lot of genetic restraints. You know what, I just saw something purple, like, right, that's amazing. But anyway, she has a lot of genetic restraints that keep her from doing too much fill in the blank. So basically, in other words, the significance of Gilbert is that he was speaking for her on her behalf. He was saying that the only disclosure that I'm going to get is that there's a full-scale alien invasion going on. So basically what he's saying is that him and his people are in control of her mind, so she's not going to leak anything So it's one of those things where he's indirectly telling me to stop asking. Is that right, Gilbert? Do I got it down correctly? I'm a smart man. My mama didn't raise no fool. And we're all just entertainers. Teal Swan is stupid and contagious. I remember watching a video with Teal Swan's husband, and he was like, I shook the hands of royalty. And I was like, gee, I wonder how he got close to them. I wonder how he got close to the British royals. You know what the funny thing about me is that so many people have had the honor and privilege of meeting yours truly, the only royalty on this planet, and they didn't even know it. They had the opportunity to consort with a god amongst men. And I know what Gilbert's going to say. He's going to be like, oh, some of blah, blah, blah. These people out here thinking they call themselves God. Well, Gilbert, I remember a video you made about me where you said that black people are so-called gods from Mars and Sirius. You remember that, you know, who is these motherfuckers? I guess they're gods from so-called Mars and Sirius. Remember that? You know, his, Gilbert's subscribers, I'm going to pull a psychological term out of the dictionary, out of the psychological dictionary. Gilbert's subscribers have what is called a schema. Their schema of the Illuminati is, you know, a Jewish banker wearing a suit. In other words, because the Gilbert sons' brains are so limited, they would never believe that an old washed-up boxer is really a demon. But I got 13 love for that old washed-up boxer. You know, I actually, to be honest with you, I feel bad for Gilbert. Whenever he makes a video that's like, he doesn't show his face and he's like trying to read something, I honestly do feel like bad for him that, you know, he needs a new body, because the current body he's in, the brain is like way too, you know, fucked up from all the getting punched in the head and cocaine use and all that other good stuff. I'm pretty sure that he's probably like itching to get another body, because I mean, shit, he's been living with his sister for how long now? Because you know what he really wants to do. We all know what he really wants to do. He really wants to. You know how in times of austerity, the gangs are going to rise up and take over? He's obviously dying to just, you know, be like, yo, 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 let's sell some drugs. You know, he can't wait to get back out there and get back to doing his thing. After all, he's a demon. So, you know, he just can't, he's fucking itching just to get back out there and, you know, hustle up and pop a 40 and check his rollies. Where's my comb at? Oh, and this buddy Chi Hinton left me a comment saying that I would be initiated very, very soon. So-called soon was 18 months ago. And it's like Pendragon said, the word soon breaks down to and so on, 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 that it never happens. I had one of those experiences where the future and the present are like meshing together, where you're like, where it's like one of those things where you're having a vision, but at the same time you're fully conscious of the present. I was sitting in my security desk at work, and at the same time I was sitting like on my bed in the future, and then like the blonde like walks through the door, right? And she's like all dressed up, and I'm like in bed, and she's like, I think the conversation was something like, you know, she walks in and says like, Jordan, why aren't you ready? We're going out tonight. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And even Fred said that we would split because I would get tired of, you know, going out, because basically I've never gone out my entire life, and, you know, I just stay home and watch the YouTube videos and live vicariously through others. So where I hope those nanobots fix my hair. It is leaving me. It is coming off the comb, boy. I was at getting a chicken Caesar pita today, and there was this girl there, and she was shaking because of my good looks, or maybe it was her first day on the job. Who knows? I had a dream where I was a monk. I was playing a two-dimensional video game where I literally was inside the two-dimensional video game, and I was Donkey Kong, and my partner was an elephant, which I believe was Ganesha, which is the Hindu elephant. You guys know who Ganesha is. There's no need to explain that. And the elephant and I were basically it was kind of like, the whole point was to strip away bricks so that you would make the all-seeing eye fall down very far and very fast, so when it hit the ground it would shatter and die. So the elephant and I, which I believe is Ganesha, we stripped away all these bricks, and we made the all-seeing eye fall down, hit the ground, and shatter, and we beat the game. And when it was all said and done, I high-fived the elephant's trunk. I think that means that whoever the Hindu person is, I think that all my compatriots and I are like